focusing all on our upper body and our core. We're gonna do it in a pyramid style circuit. So what that means to you is that we're gonna do 8 total rounds. Each round we're gonna add an additional exercise. So round 1, we're gonna do 1 exercise. Round 2, we're gonna do 1, and then number 2, round 3, 1, 2, and 3, so on and so forth, until by the time we get to round 8, we're gonna be doing 8 total exercises back to back. Each exercise is 30 seconds long. We get a 30-second rest period in between each round, and that's it. So just so you can kind of wrap your head around that, the very first exercise that we're gonna be doing, we're gonna do that 8 total times. So that kind of gives you an idea of how this workout is going to go. Make sure you're fully warmed up beforehand, 5 to 10 minutes, do some dynamic and active stretching, get some foam rolling in. It's way better to be warmed up just a little bit, even 5 minutes, instead of going into this workout cold. I'm gonna be using dumbbells today. I have a pair of 10 pounds and then 2 15 pounds if I need them. You can use any weight. I wouldn't advise going over 15 pounds. If you don't have dumbbells, do not worry. Go ahead and grab like 2 heavy water bottles. You can grab soup cans, whatever you have on hand. If you don't have anything, just go through the movement. You don't even need additional weight. Just get those arms warmed up. All right, y'all, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So the very first move that we're gonna be doing is actually going to be one of the core moves. We're gonna do a full body crunch. So you're only gonna need 1 dumbbell. You're gonna get on your back. Remember, press that belly button to spine, and you're gonna press the low back. Actively press that low back into the ground. So you don't want any space between your low back and the floor. Pressing it down. Raise your legs up. You're gonna crunch the dumbbell to your ankles, and then bring your legs and your arm out, and repeat. That's it. That's gonna be the first 30 seconds. And we'll get a 30-second break, and then I'll show you the rest as we go. Let me get my timer. Okay. Round 1 of 8. Oh, and I did not mention this. This workout's gonna be a little over 20 minutes long, so it's great. Here we go. First move, full body crunch. Remember to keep that low back pressed into the ground the entire time. There. Rest, 30 seconds. Move number 2 is going to be an overhead shoulder press. You can do this standing or kneeling. Kneeling is going to work the core a little bit. We're just going to press up, overhead. If you're going to be kneeling or standing, make sure that that core is really tight. You're not letting the hips step forward. You're keeping everything nice and tight in that core. A little less. About 5 seconds to go. So we're gonna do that full body crunch and then hop right into the shoulder press. Here we go. If you've never done a pyramid style workout before, it's a really great way to get a quick workout in that never gets boring. It's still intense. Keep that low back. Press into the ground. Rest. That's a lie, actually. We're not resting. Going straight in to the overhead press. Remember the cue I told you about that stomach. You want to make sure that core is tight. Those hips are not dumping forward. Bringing that belly button to spine. Through it. 5 seconds left. Rest. Now we get a 30-second rest. Move number 3 that we're going to add on is going to be a Renegade Row. You're going to be in a high plank position, rowing the dumbbells back. A lot of times the Renegade Row has a push-up element to it. If you want to add the push-up in between the rows, by all means, go ahead and do that. I'm going to be taking it out for today. 5 seconds, y'all, round 3. Remember, starting with the crunch, then the press, then the row. Here we go. One thing to think about on the crunch as well, think about leading that chest towards the ceiling rather than wrenching your neck up. If the neck's tiring out, take a quick little break, Engage that core. Keep going. Hop on up. We have that shoulder press. I'm going to show you from the side here. That way you can watch to see how tight my core is. I'm not letting those hips come forward, not letting that back arch. I'm staying in control of the movement. This doesn't need to be super fast. This is a strength-based workout. Renegade Row. It's going to be high intense just with the lack of rest in between. So we don't need to incorporate speed work here. So in the Renegade Row, making sure, again, that core is tight and we're not letting our hips shift too much. Rest. 30 seconds. Grab some water. Bicep curls are going to be exercise number 4. Kneeling or standing, it's up to you. Arms straight. All you're doing is bending at the elbows and coming all the way back down. Don't let the back get involved. If you're having to do that, the weight's too heavy. Okay, round 4, y'all. Crunch. Here we go. Time is up. Keep that low back. Press into the ground. Shoulder press. Here we go. Abs are tight. Press straight up overhead. Palms facing out at the top or in a neutral position facing each other, whatever feels best on those shoulders. Remember, it's not about speed. Engage that core the entire time. Press up overhead. These weights are gonna get heavy. We're doing this particular exercise 7 times. Rows, Renegade Rose, get into that high plank position. Your feet can be in a wider stance here, so you have a solid foundation and you feel balanced. Keep that core engaged. You got this. Watch those hips. Woo, bicep curls. Abs are tight, curling up, and all the way back down. So you want full extension. Come all the way back down. Your arms are glued to your side, so from your elbow to your shoulder, they're not moving. That core is tight. I'll show you from the side. Slow and controlled. Rest. These weights are getting heavy. I'm really glad I went with the 10 pounds, not the 15s. Skull crushers are going to be next. That's for round 5. You're going to be back on your back. Arms straight, extended behind your shoulders slightly, and you're going to bring the weight down and then back up. 5 seconds to go, starting round 5, beginning with that crunch as always. Here we go, round 5. Always think about what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish. Belly button to spine, low back, press into the ground. Crunch. Overhead press. I know I sound like a broken record, but remember, it's not about speed. This workout is intense enough with just the weights and the movement patterns. I don't know about you, but I'm already sweaty. I love a good upper body session. Okay, Renegade Rose. Here we go. This is getting our core and our back. Move the shoulders as well. Don't let those hips rotate that much. Bicep curls. Here we go. Core is tight, all the way up, all the way down. Now, if you have lighter weights, by all means, you can increase the speed a little bit. 3 seconds left. Skull crushers. Grab that one weight, get on your back. Skull crushers, they're getting our triceps. Make sure that your arms are straight and you're just bending and extending at the elbows. Your arms are also slightly behind your shoulders. Rest. Whew. Let's see, I'm looking at my cheat sheet. That we're already done with round 5. We're moving on to round 6 next after our rest. So after skull crushers, I want you to take both weights, put them together, elbows in close, and you're gonna press up and down for a close chest press. Might as well stay in this position. We have about 5 seconds to go before we start round 6 with those crunches. Here we go. Remember to breathe. Keep that core tight. Press. Here we go. Get into that position, standing or kneeling, up to you. Abs are tight. Pressing up overhead. Remember to modify as needed. If the weights feel too heavy and you don't have lighter dumbbells, grab soup cans, grab any kind of can, grab a heavy water bottle. Renegade Row, here we are. Wide stance in the feet, high plank, row. Slow and controlled here. Be careful letting the weight come back to the ground. Fight that urge to just let it drop. Bicep curls. All the way down, all the way back up. Core is tight. Mind to muscle. Make sure those hips aren't dumping forward. You don't want an arch in that back. Your spine is neutral. Slow and controlled unless you have lighter weights, and then you can pick up the speed a little bit. One more here. Skull crushers. Hurry up with that transition. Here we go. Now for these skull crushers, your low back can be off the ground. That is absolutely fine. We're not working our core. We're working our arms at this point. So it's normal to have an arch in the back. Close press is going to come up after this. You're going to need both dumbbells. Here we go. Grab your second dumbbell. Press them together. And press up and down. Keep the elbows close into the body. This is going to work the triceps, the shoulders, and your chest. close in. Rest. 6 rounds done. 2 more rounds to go. We're gonna add a bent over row. So for this one, exercise number 6, you're gonna stand up, you're gonna hinge, and you're gonna do a bent over row. That's my absolute favorite. 10 seconds to go before we start round 7. Again, starting with that crunch. In 4, 3, 2, here we go. Your core, your arms should be feeling a little tired at this point. Keep going. Whew. Overhead press. Y'all are crushing this. Abs tight, belly button to spine, press up overhead and back down. When you press up overhead, make sure your hips aren't dumping forward. You have to keep that core really tight. If you're struggling, drop the weight. You'll see I'm slowing down. This is getting heavier every round, and that's okay. Renegade Row. Wide stance, here we go. Keep that core really tight, keep the hips from moving. Drive that elbow back behind your body. Control the descent of that dumbbell. Bicep curls. Abs are tight. Here we go. All the way down, all the way up. Core is still tight. Less than 10 seconds to go. And then skull crushers are coming up next in 3, 2, 1. Skull crushers, drop one weight on your back. Here we go. Just bending and extending at the elbows. If the weight feels really light, you can pick up the speed a little bit, or you can pulse it out. Make sure that your arms are behind the shoulders. Ooh, it's starting to burn now. All right, close press. Grab that second dumbbell. Bring them together. Up and down, keeping your arms close to your body. Remember to breathe. So this, just like the skull crusher, it's okay if you have an arch in that low back right now. If it's not into the ground, you're not doing a crunch, so that's absolutely fine. Whew, rest. Oh, that's a lot. Never mind, we got back bent over rows. Okay, you're gonna hinge and row. Bringing those elbows back behind the body. Very similar movement patterns to the Renegade Row, only now we're standing up and we're in a hinged position. Row towards your hips rather than your chest. Just a little bit of a different movement pattern. One more. Rest. Now we can rest officially. We only have one more round to go. This one is going to be another core exercise. We're going to do a side tap with an overhead press to finish this off. You're going to be back in a V-sit position. Tap the weight to the side, press up overhead, tap to the other side, press up overhead. Y'all, we're almost there. One more round. Told you it was going to go by really quickly, but it's so effective. Here we go. Crunch, last round. Find that pyramids are a really good style of workout to do if you're just not feeling motivated. You just have to wait for the beeps, work when it tells you, rest when it tells you. sign low back is engaged with the floor the entire time. Overhead press. Core is engaged. Down and up. Control the movement. 10 seconds left. Four. Renegade Rose, here we go. Wide stance. Row that weight. Drive that elbow back behind the body. Woo. Curls. Home stretch, y'all. Remember, you can do these standing, but the same rules apply all the way down, all the way up. That core is really tight. Over halfway through this one. 5 seconds left. One more. Skull crusher. Here we go. On your back again. Arms behind you, bending and extending at the elbow. If the weight feels too easy, pulse it out. Keep constant tension in those triceps. You're gonna feel this mostly in the back of the arms. You can have an arch in your back. It's okay if there's space between the floor and your lower back. That's fine here. Close press. Grab your second dumbbell. Bring them together. Pressing up. And back down. This is still going to work the back of your arms, but now we're working our shoulders and our chest as well. 3 more moves, you guys. We can do it. Finish strong. Just keep moving. Woo. Hop on up. Bent over row. Hinge, rowing towards your hips. Squeezing those shoulder blades down and back. Almost there. Woo, side tap, overhead press. Oops, I fall over, side tap. Press up overhead. Abs are tight the entire time. That back is neutral. It is not rounded. Finishing strong. Last thing we're going to do in this workout today. 5 seconds. Done. And that's it. That took less than 25 minutes to complete. We got an excellent, complete upper body workout in addition to core. Didn't take very long, it didn't take much equipment. Thanks for joining me today. Always remember to comment if you have any suggestions for workouts that you want